What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, happy President's Day.
Thank you. You're off to a good start, tech stuff. Proper respect, proper honoring. I noticed that unlike the previous tech stuff people we've had, you got rid of the books behind you. So hopefully you've burned them, which is what we're trying to do slowly, burning and banning books. So it's good to see that you're now in a strong place without radical left reading.
I'm actually in one of your favorite states. I am in Alabama right now.
Oh, well, that explains the lack of books. We love that. Alabama is so strong for Trump. You know that. And I think it's it's like a top 2 or 3 state for Trump. So you're in good company. That probably explains, see that, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense, tech stuff. All of a sudden, the tech stuff guy shows up in a respectful, patriotic state and says, "Happy President's Day, Mr. President, sir." Right off the top. And that's what it's about. It's about culture. It's not about racism. It's about culture. So when I go to Alabama and a black walks up to me in a tuxedo with lemonade and says, "Sir, can I offer you lemonade?" I say, "That's not racism to have him dressed like that and, threaten to beat him if he doesn't serve me lemonade." It's called culture and respect. Culture and respect. And I'm glad you're learning it.
Well, you have from last year, I think it is, you have a tradition with your father for President's Day that everyone can check out.
Well, no, of course, a lot of people, remember when we we snuck in a Fred Trump tradition on the regular poor people episode a few weeks ago. And then all of a sudden people started contacting, "Oh, sir, do you have a tradition for this?" I go, "What the hell do you think this is? You get one free sample. You don't get you don't get, when you pay a woman $20 in an alleyway, you got to put on a condom. You're not going to get the whole deal.
Right.
You got to pay 40 if you want to go raw." And that's the way our Patreon is like raw dogging an alleyway prostitute. You got to pay a little to get a lot. And if you want the traditions, you go back a year, we had a President's Day tradition that was, sort of unbelievable, if you want to know the truth. You sign up for $5, you can listen to, we've got like an entire streaming platform practically. We should call it Fred Trump Plus. They can go listen to years of traditions, but there's no free ones anymore. So you can go back to last year if you want the President's Day tradition, and then you can hear all the Fred Trump. The man was very traditional.
And I'm excited to announce that on Sunday, February 27th, we have our Perfect 10 live episode, and we have our special guest booked. Big Huck will be joining us. Former aide of yours. She'll be joining us to talk about her book, talk about what's going on in the political climate. I'm very excited to have her, and that is February 27th, 8 p.m. Eastern for the live for all our Perfect 10 Patreon Patriots. Go to patreon.com.
There's no more football. Excuse me
Yes.
before you say it. There's no more football.
None.
So why not just support a big Huck?
Mm-hmm.
You can still get big people, big Huck.
And go to patreon.com/MPGA. Whatever, whichever, I can't speak today.
Okay, well, that's Alabama.
Whichever...
You caught a case of Alabama. You're forgetting how to talk good English. What happened is you join a level. If you're big and gay, you join the big gay Mike Pence level at $5. If you love sexy hot nipples and movies, you join the Ivanka level. And if you love your country, your president, your podcast, and strong values, you join the Perfect 10 level. The point is, if you enjoy this podcast, it's very simple. Support it. They say love it or leave it, with our great country. I say support it or fuck off. And if you don't have money, because we do have, as you know, you're in Alabama, we have many poor people who can't even speak. If you are a sort of poor person who can't speak, we're not telling you to leave the podcast, but what you have to do and this is a presidential executive Mar-a-Lago order. You go to Appletunes store,
Hmm.
Apple, Gay Cook, Tim
Yes,
Gay
iTunes.
Cook,
Yep.
Tim Gay Cook and Steve iPad. They formed a company, and you go there and you give it a 5-star review. It costs you no money. So if you can't afford to support the greatest podcast in the world and have no patriotism whatsoever, you still go to Apple Cook Store and the podcast, 5 stars, and you're right, sir. This is the greatest podcast I've ever heard, sir. And we should be up to 2,000 reviews, and we're not there. And that's free. That's for the poor people.
Mr. President, I want to congratulate you on your new social media.
Could you once in a while, when I'm done giving a strong speech, sort of say, agree totally, sir, and then move on? You always you act like it's almost edited. You sort of, there's this dead text space. Okay. And I'm not even, you know what I'm
I
going to call you I'm going to call you a person of tech from now on, because, if I probably it's racist to say tech stuff, person of tech stuff. You've got to do a
I
nice,
agree. I
it's
agree
called a
with you, Mr.
transition.
President.
You're radical left. You should probably like transitioning. It's called transitioning, and then you do the strong next story. Okay, podcasting 101. You go to Alabama, the IQ drops, the tech stuff skills drop, and it's unbelievable.
I agree with you, Mr. President. It's patreon.com/MPGA, or go to Tim Cook and give us a 5-star review and a rating. Now, Mr. President, I want to congratulate you on your new social media app, Truth Social. Congratulations. You launched it 1 year to the date that you were banned from Twitter. I'm really curious, how do you feel about this launch of a new social media app?
Truth Social is a very truthful, very social media app. And it reminds me, there's an actress, Saoirse Ronan. We're trying to get her. She was in what was she in? She's in a lot of the indie movies. She's this very skinny, pretty Irish girl, but her name's Saoirse Ronan. And we're trying to get her. We're going to get Saoirse Ronan on Truth Social, and we're going to call it Truth Social Saoirse Ronan Day. And that's because we're going to get more celebrity endorsements. So Truth Social Saoirse Ronan Day is going to be one of the great days in social media history and Saoirse Ronan's history. And we might even go through our search history on Google to find out if, it's a smart move to have Truth Social Saoirse Ronan Day because of our search history. Bars. Tongue twister bar.
It's a very big tongue twister. Now, I wanted to know, how is Truth Social different from Snapchat, different from Twitter, different from Instagram? What sets you apart? What makes Truth Social the pinnacle of social media?
Truth Social is very truth. It's based all in truth and free speech. We're not going to ban people, unless they insult me, but we are very pro free speech. We won't ban people like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. And we'll let people speak their mind. We won't cancel culture. We won't, unless they're rude to me or insult Ivanka. And so it's total free speech, total truth, and total social. So, and we're looking for sponsors. There's a biscuit by Nabisco called Social Tea, and they're just plain biscuits, but we're looking to see if they want to start calling themselves Truth Social Tea for a little tie-in. And we are also talking to some conservative social studies teachers to see if they want to call themselves Truth Social Study teachers. So we're really doing a strong across the cookie market, with the Cookie Monster, by the way. We're looking to see if he'll maybe endorse Truth Social. And Truth Social Tea with biscuits. So we're doing biscuits, we're doing social studies teachers. We're going to get in where nobody else has gotten before. Like Ivanka's butthole. It's a rare space that people don't explore enough. And I say that as a father, by the way. I see you kind of smirking, and I said that as a strong conservative father, not as like a creep.
Okay.
But the point is, it's pro-truth, pro-free speech. It may look identical to Twitter, but it's actually very different because it's pro-truth and pro-Trump and pro-free speech, unless you insult me. And then in our terms of service, it says that Mike Pence can put on his GIMP mask and anally rape you. if so but you click accept, and if you do that, and you say something bad about me, Ivanka, excuse me, well, Freudians, I was thinking ass play, and as a father would, Ivanka came out accidentally. You have a daughter, like you said, when you have, sometimes it
Of
comes,
course.
you say things as a strong father, and things are, but this is the kind of stuff that won't be censored on Truth Social. I'm not going to have to keep all my Ivanka tweets in a draft. I can just post, Ivanka, you're looking like a total smoke show. Oh, eggplant emoji, squirt emoji. I won't have to keep that in the drafts. That's going to be out there for Truth Social because we're so, excuse me, I hit my printer very strongly right there. I was very excited about Ivanka, and I kind of banged the printer. The point is, very pro free speech. Truth Social, featuring Saoirse Ronan. After we go through her search history, and we're going to talk to Truth Social Studies teacher. We're going to try and get social studies to be changed to Truth Social Studies. Imagine that, when we're reaching all the elementary school kids in America, and the teachers are going, we're now going to learn Truth Social Studies. And then the kids say, well, I'm going to get on my smartphone that my stupid parents gave me when I was 10, and I'm going to join Truth Social to learn more about Truth Social Studies with Saoirse Ronan, as long as our search history is okay.
Now, I wanted to ask you, besides if anyone insults you, they are kicked off of Truth Social. Are there any other rules that people have to abide by on Truth Social?
Well, the first rule of Truth Social is we don't talk about Truth Social. And the second rule of Truth Social is, can you guess it?
Don't talk about Truth Social.
No, use the N word. That's actually the second word. No, it's going to be a very pro N word platform. Okay. We're not going to have a lot of N words using the platform, and I use that as a term of endearment, but we're going to allow our users to say the N word without cancel culture.
So that's the only rule. Okay.
Oh, no, and don't talk about Truth Social. You're forgetting the first rule.
I gotcha. Okay. Now, can anyone be on Truth Social? If you're a Democrat, can you be on Truth Social? You told me Black people aren't allowed to be on Truth Social. Is that?
Who said that?
Well, you said no N words on Truth Social. So
I didn't say they were banned. Excuse me. That would be racist.
okay. So what did you say?
I didn't say they were banned. I said we're not going to have a lot of them because they're so in the pocket of the radical left.
So you're not doing cancel culture, but if you're radical left, are you allowed to be on True Social or not allowed?
If you are respectful and don't say nasty things about Ivanka, we will allow all people, because we're not canceled. Now they'll lose because they'll not have as great ideas as people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Dan Bongina, but they'll be allowed. We're not, excuse me, we're not the left. We'll allow you on. And if you obey our simple, very free speech, very true show rules, you will be fine. Now they probably won't. You know that. They probably won't obey the rules. They'll say nasty, non-free speech things. They'll say anti-free speech things like Trump is a piece of shit and I'd like to bang Ivanka in her ass. And then we will say, you, sir, or ma'am, could be a woman also. Although we won't have gender pronouns, you can't identify as a they. But other than that, we're doing pro-free speech and pro-freedom. And then that's it. It's you can be on the site. Anybody can be on the site. We don't ban, we don't do cancel culture. We do Truth Social.
Okay, so it has to be truth, and they can't talk about Ivanka or talk about you, but you have to be truthful. No cancel culture.
Absolutely no cancel culture whatsoever, unless you are Black Lives Matter.
So there's no cancel culture unless you are talking about yourself, Ivanka.
Badly. No. If people say, Ivanka, you look so hot, I wish they'd turn the temperature down in the room you're in. Or if they say to me, sir, you're so powerful and presidential, we don't cancel people for that.
Right. I understand that. And then if you're Black Lives Matter, you'll be canceled. If you use pronouns, you'll be canceled. And if you are far to the left and not being truthful, you will be canceled. Is that correct?
Those are all very good tech stuff. That was good. Obviously, the Alabama is leaving you right now because you sound much more like smart Florida. But what I would say is, yeah, those are the simple rules. The simple rules are no Antifa, no Black Lives Matter, no AOC, unless, it specifically says if you are a woman, your profile pic must be you in a bikini top, bra, or topless. So if AOC wants to join and all of a sudden she's in a turtleneck, you're violating the strong pro-free breast rules with pro-free breast and pro-free speech of Truth Social. Okay. It's called, and it's like our women's group is called Titty Social. And so it's about it's the left, they love inclusion, where we're trying to include cleavage and nipples. And it's called empowering. Our hot conservative women deserve to feel empowered. The left often has very ugly women who want to free the nipple. Well, we're doing it for strong conservative breasts. Okay. So if AOC joins, she's got to obey the rules, but that's it. It's a simple set of rules.
Mr. President, I wanted to ask you a couple more questions about Truth Social. I wanted to know, in Truth Social, what celebrities have signed up for Truth Social so far, besides yourself and your family?
Sure, great question. We've got Kevin Sorbo. Remember Hercules? You want strong people. You want strong people. So we got Hercules, not a lot stronger than that. We got Scott Baio. Okay. And I had to tell him, by the way, on Truth Social, Charles is not in charge. Donald's in charge. And he laughed and called somebody a slur. That I get emotional. I get emotional thinking about all the great people joining Truth Social for a strong free speech movement. And then, of course, Kirk Cameron. Okay, will be forming Truth Social for Christ, a nice hashtag and group. Although we don't call it hashtag, obviously, on Truth Social.
What do you call it?
A tic-tac-toe for poor people. So if you we don't call it trending. We don't call it trending. We call it lynching. So we say, what's lynching on Truth Social right now?
You're getting very emotional about this app that you have. I mean, I know you've worked a lot, really hard on it.
I've worked, you should have seen me. I fired so many people who were working on this. I worked so hard to fire these people. And when you're talking about free speech and giving a home for great people, we're talking about great people who love their country. And we're giving them a chance to have a true and social platform that won't discriminate. It makes me emotional. So Kirk, when we have a lynch, you don't say trending, you say it's a lynching. So it's like, what's lynching right now on Truth Social? And you say, well, if you use the poor man's tic-tac-toe, Kirk Cameron's Christianity is lynching right now on Truth Social. So he's going to be sort of, obviously Joel Osteen has joined Truth Social. And we have just a lot of great people. Mike Pence tried to join, and I have his account as pending, because we're not sure we want him on Truth Social. But we have great people. Marjorie Taylor Greene has already put up 2 sex tapes with some of her some of her side pieces at her CrossFit gym. So and that's what we're looking for. It's great content. It's called great content. She's getting double teamed on a CrossFit in a CrossFit gym, and it shows that she's fully embracing it. Now Boebert, my lovely Lauren Boebert, she's joined Truth Social. She has put up a bikini pic, so she is technically obeying the rules. So we're very happy about that. But I want her to sort of maybe do a little extra. So we'll see. I don't know if she's as adventurous as Mean Joe Green, but we've got a lot of. I mean, like I said, we've got Kevin Sorbo, Scott Baio, James Woods is
Kid Rock,
because we don't.
Rock on there yet?
Oh,
Kid Rock.
Oh, Kid Rock. Oh, okay, good. Yes, Kid Rock. I was getting to him. Kid Rock is there, but I love what James Woods is doing, because he's sort of doing the Jeff. He likes the women the way Jeff Epstein sort of liked them, and so he's doing a lot of, because we don't have an age requirement for Truth Social. You can, if you're if you're 10 and you're willing to put up that one of a bra or bikini shot, the rules are the rules. We don't discriminate. Okay.
Good. No cancel culture.
Well, now you get, but because we care about our kids, and obviously QAnon is on. Q is already joined Truth Social. What we do is, if you're under 18, you're allowed to join, but we put a little Jeff Epstein sticker on your account just to designate that you are, because it's about safety. I don't pretend. I think most of our people are great, but you might get one person who's like not nice. So we have to take precautions, and it's you do the nice thing, but we want to include everybody. So if so James Woods, you should see he's already got like 500 friends with that have the Jeff Epstein sticker. So he's doing strong youth outreach.
I wanted to ask you this last question. I know on a lot of the social media platforms, you can either type in like or love, click like or love, or you click a heart,
Sure.
A thumbs up or a thumbs down,
Sure.
or a retweet or a share. What are the components to this site as far as like appreciate?
Sure. No, I get it. We don't do the smiley face. We don't like Facebook stupid things or the care. We don't do a thumbs up or a heart. Now we have a totally different method on Truth Social. What we do is there's a rate button. So if you like something, you click rate. And if you really like, so that's kind of like the like. And if you so this is the greatest post kind of thing, you click the blow up an abortion clinic button. That's the, oh my, I love this. It's a little building with a Jewish doctor emoji in front of it, and you blow it, like you press on it and it goes dynamite. And for the it's a more passionate sort of thing. Obviously nobody can dislike, they can dislike people, but on my post, dislike is disabled.
I understand.
But not in a disabled like person kind of way, because those people aren't allowed on Truth Social. So basically Truth Social, I mean, it's probably the great, you seem to be enjoying it. I think it's probably the greatest social media it's ever been and ever will be. I think we're doing, even and you know me, I had very high expectations. I spoke very powerfully about it. Even I'm sort of super impressed with what we've done with Truth Social. And instead of sharing, how you do a share on other things, or a retweet, as they call it, we do peaceful protest, and then it loops it into your other. It like interrupts everybody else's feed and destroys their previous posts so that they can see. We don't rely on algorithms. It's like, if you want people to see this, you hit that January 6th peaceful protest button, and all of a sudden it just blows up in all of your Truth Social buddies
Has to see it.
feeds.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to signing up for Truth Social and hopefully I get approved. I'm looking forward to that.
And you are a strong Christian?
No, I'm not a strong Christian.
Okay, well, you'll be put in the pending. We call it, when we have non-Christians, we call them wait camps. And your account goes into a camp where we wait and analyze, and you'll be given a number, so you know where your progress is, and you just wait, and that number will be on your account the whole time, and it'll be a very seamless process.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, I know Don Jr. hosted the last Patreon bonus episode, got a lot of great reviews on Patreon. I wanted to know how you felt about Don Jr. hosting that episode.
Well, as you know, he doesn't know, but as you know, I was busy having very strong sex with Kim Gargoyle. And as you see, I'm wearing one of Don Jr.'s shirts right now. I don't watch soccer. I think it's a disgusting weak sport. And by the way, it's not allowed on Truth Social. No soccer updates on Truth Social. But where they do a jersey, they oh, you won or you lost. Hey, we're both the stars. Let's swap jerseys.
Hmm.
You ever see this where they go, "Oh,
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
take my
yeah.
jersey,"
Mhm.
and it's
They're doing a lot
very.
of sports. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I think they say that's why I don't like it. I think they got it from soccer, which is very weak.
Hmm.
But what I do is whenever I cuck someone, I take one of their shirts out of their closet. So, and this time Kim Gargoyle was already waiting with the shirt. She was naked, except for she was wearing one of Don Jr.'s Montana hunting flannel shirts, and she took it off and put it on me and said, "I want to be banged by a bigger, stronger Don Trump." And I said, "The name's Donald, and for that, you're getting anal." So and now I'm wearing it. It's sort of like a trophy.
That's awesome. Now, I wanted to know how you felt about New York Attorney General has now is making yourself, Ivanka, and Don Jr. testify under oath about your business practices. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we're gonna pee the fifth.
I mean, plead the fifth?
And we're gonna pee the fifth.
How do you do that?
Well, they call you into court on the 5th of March, and then you urinate on the judge and say, "No, thank you.
That's it. It's
Don't
that
want
simple.
to, not going to testify. You can't make me. It's in the constipation."
So that seems pretty simple. So you're just going to plead the fifth and see if they have enough evidence to really do something.
Well, they're gonna have a lot of pee on them.
It's true. They're going to have a lot of pee on them as well.
And then when they have to leave the court to clean up, Ivanka and I run for it, and we trip Don Jr., and he gets arrested for all of it.
So it seems like you have a plan already.
And the plan goes even further because when I'm doing, Don Jr. is going to ask for conjugal visits with Kimberly,
Mhm.
but I'm going to show up as well, and I'm just going to bang her, and the conjugal visit is going to be him watching me and Kimberly bang.
You were have everything planned out. That's your.
Well, like I always say, some people play checkers, and I play go fish.
That's true. You do play Go Fish. I wanted to ask you about your wife, Melania. I didn't know she was into
Oh,
NFT. And your wife, Melania, Transylvania.
oh, sure. Well, we'll go with it.
She is into
Yes, and which is what my improv sexual assault coach used to tell me.
You learned that in the Groundlings.
Groundlings and poundlings. You just, when a woman says no, you say, "This is not good improv. It's actually yes, and." I've had many women say no to me. And I say, "Yeah, obviously, you didn't study under Second City or the Ground and Poundlings because you're supposed to say yes, and." And they go, "No, no, no." And I go, "Yeah, well, we're going to keep at this until you get the lesson right. It's called strong improv."
Well, Melania is into NFTs, and
Oh no, I know. Believe me, I've seen I've seen some of her movies.
she released a third collection commemorating you, Mr. President. And I think this is a little sketchy. She's auctioning out these NFTs. You don't know what you are buying until you buy it. So you're bidding for something, and you don't know what it is until you win that bid. You don't think it's a little sketchy?
No, I think it's exciting. I think it's sort of a mystery. It's like, will it be a picture of her stupid face? Will it be a picture of her stupid eyes? Will it be a picture of her stupid clothing? Will it be a picture of her stupid decorations? Or will it be a strong orgy sex tape she did in Transylvania? Who knows? It could be all, it's a great mystery.
Seems very stupid.
Don't ever say that about melatonin. You rude son of a bitch. How could you say? You don't say it. We were getting along great, tech stuff, and now you will never be back on the show.
My apologies. I wanted to ask you.
Excuse me.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. Not accepted.
Could just said it when it was quiet the first time.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. Not accepted.
Okay, that sucks. Mr. President, we spoke about this on a past episode about some of the documents from the White House you took, and you have some at Mar-a-Lago. And you said that other presidents are stupid for not taking the documents because they're private documents. Some are actually classified that you have at Mar-a-Lago. And the government is saying that you could face consequences for this. Do you know what consequences you can face? And are you nervous that something can happen to you for doing what you did?
Well, I don't mean to spoil Melatonin's NFTs, but some of the NFTs are actually turds I took wrapped in shredded documents. We call those number threes. And so those are some of the NFTs. So some people will be getting classified documents wrapped around like a Hershey's Kiss, like a little tin foil with a little document tag sticking out, and underneath a big chocolate Trump turd. And no, it's I won't face, excuse me, tech stuff. I won't face any consequences. Okay. It's a total hoax, a total witch hunt. I was very presidential. And no, I'm not afraid. And I don't know what the consequences are because I know there will be no consequences.
Okay. Well, if you feel like there's going to be no consequences, no need to worry. But apparently the government is a little upset. Also, you were accused of flushing some documents down the toilet that you recently denied.
Well, because when I take strong number threes, because they're so big, they call them number threes,
Yes.
a normal toilet paper won't get it done. Like that, you probably use like a weak, soft. Oh, I'm the tech. I'm a person of tech, and I use very soft toilet paper. Well, I have very strong turds, number threes.
Mhm.
So I have to use very strong toilet paper. And sometimes I need a very, they call it a stock when it's like a heavy paper. Sometimes I use like wedding invitations. I need that heavy a toilet paper to handle what I'm working with. So sometimes I just take classified documents and say, okay, well, this is thicker than Charmin, so let's do it. And then they want to turn that into some sort of, oh, he's doing strong treason, he's violating laws. Now it's called strong wiping.
Thank you for clearing that up. I'm sure the government who is looking into this will totally understand what is going on. I don't know if you know this, Mr. President, the Queen has COVID.
Mike, you have COVID?
Not, not,
Mike,
not,
Mike Pence doesn't seem to think he has COVID.
not Mike Pence. Queen Elizabeth of England has COVID. What are your thoughts on this? She's very
Mike,
old. Yeah.
excuse me, Mike, your drag character from Friday Nights has COVID? Because he goes out, I like Bohemian Rhapsody, became really into English people. So he does, sometimes he does drag shows dressed as the Queen of England. So his character has COVID?
No, the real Queen of England has COVID.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, hopefully she beats it very strongly the way I did. She's tough. She's little, but she's tough. So we wish her a strong and speedy recovery, and hopefully she gave it to Meghan Markle and nobody else.
You got over COVID very quickly. Are you going to maybe call her up, and she is an ally, and maybe give her some tips on how to beat COVID as quickly as you did?
No, but I have talked to her son, Prince Andrew, and told him that our prayers are with him.
So you're not going to help her out with any kind of advice, just prayers.
Well, I'm talking, we're praying for Prince Andrew because he's been accused of very nasty, false things that, I was there. I was with Jeffrey Epstein when we were, I saw when Jeffrey Epstein was, the woman was, I think, grooming his penis area. And
Okay.
Andrew was behind her. So it was kind of an interesting devil's triangle sort of thing. And I said, Andrew, what are you doing? And he said, just giving this young lady a proctology exam. And I said, oh, well, excuse me. Okay, you're the medical professional. So I know that he's been accused of very wrong things that are very false. And I know he's just looking out for the health of that ninth grader. Because as you know, like ninth grade is there's a lot of health problems that can happen. And he was, they turn a nice deed into something bad. And that's what the radical left will do in cancel culture. And that's why on Truth Social, Prince Andrew is very welcome on Truth Social.
Okay. Well, Prince Andrew, if you're hearing this, please sign up to Truth Social immediately. You will not be pending. You will be automatically accepted. Mr. President, the last piece of news I want to get into, I know you are very close with Vladimir Putin. Have you heard any Ukraine-Russia updates that you can share with us?
I know that Vlad, he called me up and he said, sir. And I said, yes, Vlad. And he said, sir, I want to go to war so badly, sir. And I could hear he had tears in his eyes. He said, sir, I want to go to war so badly with this Sleepy Joe. He's insulting me. He's making the world weak. He's not respecting me the way he needs to. And I want to go to war so bad. And I said, Vlad, you might want to think twice, because I have a feeling we're going to have a new president soon. And Vlad knew that meant me. And he said, sir, because you're so scary and tough, sir, I'm going to hold off on war, sir. And I said, wow, I think that's a good idea.
So really, Joe Biden has nothing to do with no war yet. Putin spoke to you and you kind of forced his hand.
Sleepy Joe has what we call early bird diplomacy. He wants to get to the diner at 4:15 and have his hamburger with a side salad and a cup of coffee and go to bed at 6:30. And that's when Vlad is up doing karate and murdering prostitutes. And we can't have a country where we have a sleepy early bird president dealing with tough people. So it's important. And, they'll never thank me. Sleepy Joe will never say, thank you, sir. You kept us safe with your toughness when I was so sleepy. He won't say that. He won't say, nobody will say that. But you know the truth. Our great listeners know the truth. And that's why they should all join Truth Social. That's called branding bars.
Well, Mr. President, thank you so much for joining us. And I can't wait to see you again on the 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern for the live Perfect 10 episode featuring
It's been a while. It's been a while because we had one very early in January to celebrate the murdering peaceful protest of January 6th. It's been almost 2 months. We haven't seen our great people. Let's just hope Alex's iPhone is still a strong president, because you always know Tom Fitzgerald is ready to step in.
Ready in the wings. It's February 27th. That's Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join up for the Patreon, patreon.com/MPGA. And if you haven't checked out my special yet, go to Amazon, YouTube, video on demand, any cable provider. It's called Something from Nothing. Stream it. It's $5. Rent it, please. My children need birthday presents. So thank you so much. And Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Thank you, person of tech. Hey, everybody, it's JL. Thanks for watching Billions. If you did, blah, blah, blah. If you're still listening to this, a couple of requests. Please sign up for my monthly newsletter, bottom of my homepage, jlcomedy.com. Some shows, big shows coming up. If you are in upstate New York, I will be at Buffalo Helium, April 26th. It's a Tuesday, not your traditional powerhouse night of comedy, but I am starting to add a bunch of dates, emergency dates, because on May 14th, at 9:30 p.m. It's a Saturday in New York City, back at the Triad Theater, I will be reshooting my special, because why would I want a perfect set to be okay? Why wouldn't I have wanted a camera to fuck up the greatest set of my life when I needed it? So we're reshooting May 14th. Tickets are available for the Buffalo show and for the new special taping. on my website. So go there. Another reason to go to the website, get those tickets fast for those and spread the word, especially Buffalo. If you know anybody in super southern Canada or super northern New York, they are welcome. And I'll be in Boston July 14th and the 15th, but no ticket link yet. I'll probably have a ticket link next month, and shows will be added. Also, sorry to keep you waiting, folks, but Righteous PK podcast this week is called Inside the Actor's Studio, and it's me interviewing myself about my process for Billions. Probably one of the funniest things I've ever done in a podcasting space. So that'll be fun for everybody to listen to. And besides that, yeah, join our Patreon if you like it. Please give us 5 stars on Apple if you cannot join the Patreon, and God help us all.